What's going on, guys? It is Friday night. I know it is the holiday weekend, but I was off of work yesterday and today, and I'm like, let's talk, let's chat, let's see where everybody's at. And I was having a long conversation with somebody today, and a good topic popped up into my brain, and it's still a very important topic. I know I did a video on it a while ago, but it's always good to dive back into certain things and certain topics because this one is something that each and every one of us live with on a daily and consistent basis. So let's talk about fear. Hey, what's going on? Good to see you. Um, and while we were discussing things today, it made things really relevant, even in my story and what is going on. And that's fear, where it came from, how it grips us in our everyday life. Hey, Telk, The Lion King. If so, what's your favorite message? The cartoon, the Disney. Yeah, back in the day I saw Lion King. It was a great movie. Akuna Matata. What a wonderful day. Um, my favorite part of that movie. There are so many funny parts in that movie. Um, but how the little Lion King overcame fear, right? When Scar's trying to kill him and his dad died, and um, how he just turned to love instead of fear. Well, that's a pretty good topic since today's topic is fear. He turned that little scared cub, and he grew up into a very loving and respectful king who cherished and loved everybody in that movie, right, including the monkey, um, and whatever is that the pig. He just loved everybody. So fear equals no. Fear is not real. It's an illusion. Your mind creates it. And where was that created from? Where did that originally come from? Now, I told you back in the video that when you took on consciousness, remember when you decided that you wanted to come into a physical reality, it is still an illusion, right? Because you're nothing, you're still at home. You're dreaming all of this. But regardless, when you took on consciousness, or what you know or have heard in the past is called duality, right? Your mind split into two, literally becoming insane. All of us, well, not me so much anymore, but for most of the population. And now some of you, that show up for these vlogs and these podcasts, you're starting to awaken. You're starting to go, wait, one and one, that's not adding up to two anymore. Okay. So you're starting to see the signs, the angel numbers, these coincidences that keep happening to you, these messages that keep coming through. You're beginning to see through the shroud of the illusion, right? You're beginning to see that fear has no control over you because it doesn't exist. But where it came from originally is when we took on consciousness, we feel that we abandoned Father. You're in line now with what you perceive to be real, and that of the ego. Where does the ego live and thrive? In the body, right? You seek pleasure from the body, masturbation, sex, being told you're beautiful. Oh, look at you. Aren't you so handsome? That's all ego, right? But that's all darkness, right? That's part of the illusion that you're all breaking free from now. All right. And in 2026, in a month or so, you're going to start to see big changes happening around the world in this shift of the consciousness that we're taking. It's really going to take hold. 2005 was nuts, but the bringer of chaos is here, and that is Trump. That was his main job, to bring chaos to the masses. So what does chaos do? Eventually, it brings people together under one common cause, right? Hey, we can't put up with this shit anymore. We're not going to, right? So the way he talked of fear, he is an out-of-body traveler. Yes, I've heard. I haven't seen any of his stuff, but I know he's able to leave his body quite frequently. And we all leave our bodies every time we take a nap, every time we fall asleep, and every night we go to bed. We basically die, right? So we leave our bodies, and when we're not attached to our bodies, something's got to keep us alive. We're tethered to it, but the non-physical keeps us alive. Users, remember, hi Jason, I was thinking on how to get rid of fear. I think people who are not afraid of death have less fear. Well, right, that really took a lot of my fear away, because there is no such thing as death. What you're experiencing here in this physical reality is simply a dream. Now, any of you watching this, and it's timeless, so whenever you come across this video, any of you had a really significant nightmare and you wake up screaming and you're full of sweat and you jump up and all of that, and you realize, well, you see your room and stuff, you say, oh, that was just a dream. Okay, it's not real. And you come to that conclusion. Well, you're in a dream now. You just haven't woken up. When you awaken, you call that death, right? So that's when you awaken, and that's what you're afraid of, right? Because when you took on consciousness, all right, and I'll dive deeper into where fear truly originated in the human species, because we didn't technically start out with it, even though we were a little afraid. It was a learned trait that it came into being with. But you're all terrified because there's two versions of awakening. What I'm going through now, the awakening, is the death of the ego. And you guys know that I'm on this journey, right? That's okay. I finally got this to work. I finally got 5 bars. I just had to switch my position in the hotel room here. So there's two forms of awakening. All right. And what I'm going through now, and you guys are watching me on my journey, right? And you've all noticed that I don't have any fear. From the time I left Wisconsin to sleeping in my car across the country, going through all the crap that I've been going through, I've never once fallen into fear. I've been frustrated and gotten, feisty, but there's been no fear. So two things: the ego death, that is awakening. It's the dark night of the soul. Okay. And that's why you see me passionless. I don't have a desire for anything. I don't have a desire to go sit at a bar. I don't have a desire to go sit at the movies. I don't have a desire to go sit in the restaurants and hear all your stupid little chit chat. Oh, did you see my friend last night? I have no desire for any of that. Okay. I don't care. I know it sounds cold and harsh, but that's part of the awakening. I just don't give a fuck. Okay. I don't care about your worthless little chitter chatter and, oh, let's go Christmas party shopping and let's go this and that. I don't care. It's meaningless and pointless to me. That is the awakening. Okay. That is the death of everything you've ever known and held dear in your life, right? I lost my children. I lost my grandchildren. I lost a job. I lost everything. All right. And it's not that I'm being punished, but it's the death of who I once thought I was. All right. That's the awakening. That's I don't care about a job. I don't care about money. I don't care about my college degrees. And it's true. None of that matters to me anymore. I don't care. I don't care. I don't want to hear your little chit chat in the parking lot. Oh, well, last night at work, it was this and this. And oh, let's go to the Christmas party. Yeah. I don't care. I want in-depth conversation. All right. So what happened last weekend was a great adventure, right? I haven't been on a plane since 1986. I went to Next Level Soul. So Friday I took off of work. I didn't have a real ID. So I'm like, well, how am I going to get past TSA? I walked past TSA like it was nothing. Got on my plane, flew from here in Sacramento out to Phoenix, had about an hour layover, right? From Phoenix to Austin, Texas. Got out of Austin, got my hotel room. And then Saturday morning, I was at Next Level Soul in the studio, and we had an awesome 2-hour conversation. I mean, it was fantastic, man. I mean, it was beyond amazing. And if you all knew and have been following me, right, that angel that I had the encounter with on October 3rd said, Jason, you are in alignment. You are powerful. You need to move. Somebody needs you, right? Well, guess what happened when I was in Austin, Texas? I found the person that needed me, and she used those exact same words. So when I got done with the Next Level Soul podcast, I took an Uber back to my hotel room, right? And as we were talking, she began to cry. And I began just to talk. And she goes, "You don't know how much I needed this. You are amazing. I want to hug you. I needed this." There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Who would have known that I needed to fly to effing Texas because somebody needed me? But yet, that's exactly what happened. Divine timing. It happened. So, but was I in fear, like being on the planes and stuff? No. I mean, it was a great weekend. I got away. I saw Texas, or a little bit of Austin, Texas, flew back on Sunday and started this week, right? So there it is. I found the person that needed me badly, and they did. And it was a young Black woman who gave me a huge hug and said, "Thank you. I truly needed this. I needed this," what we were talking about. And there it is, right? So that took place. But Next Level Soul is coming up. So you guys will see. Look for that. It's going to come out maybe the end of December, early January. So if you follow Alex at all, look for me. I'll be on there end of December, possibly early January. Let's see. LOL. You love them, but attachment isn't the same or there. Right. There just isn't there. I'm not attached to anything anymore. I've let it all go. And once you can let go of what you hold so dear to you that you think is real, you begin to see and realize that there's truly nothing to fear, right? Even though this situation that I'm in is quite shady and crappy, I'm still, I now have a shower. I have a bed, as you can see, my hotel room. I have this crappy job that I go to. It's allowing me to barely survive, but I'm getting by. And as these things keep rolling on, those situations that are occurring in my alignment are going to happen. I've been having very vivid dreams. They've been showing me I have made it to my highest version of myself. It isn't there yet. Am I frustrated? Yes. I tell Father quite frequently how irritated I am at the slowness of what's taking place. But in the same process, I am learning and being given new information. But that fear is gone. All right. So I'm going to delve into just a quick version of where fear in this species really started from. So, and I'm talking a long time ago. So I'm talking about 70, 80,000 years ago. To all the females, you're going to enjoy this. Back then, females ruled the earth. All right. Men were subservient to the females. So females ruled everything, and the world was at peace. There was no fear. There was no fighting. There was no killing, raping, and all that crap, right? Women ruled the earth. Men were there to move heavy things, fix things, or build things. And of course, now this is, I mean, it's a good gig, right? We were there to satisfy them sexually, right? When they wanted a POA or a piece of ass, hey, we were their toys. So, I mean, come on, what a hard life, right? But then what happens? Something always happens. A bad apple, right? Somebody's disgruntled. They don't like being subservient. They don't like being, a sex slave, or, hey, come move this heavy thing, right? So what did they do, men or man, right, do to the females? They used one thing, the only thing that they had. They used fear. They used fear to gain control from women, knowing that women could not physically match the strength of a man or whatever's coming, right? So they used the one thing that the women, weren't expecting to have happen to them. And there, in that moment, long time ago, they relinquished power, control to the males. And we've had it ever since. And look what we did with it. We misused it and crushed and just mutilated everything we possibly could. But the world was at peace thousands and thousands of years ago while women ruled the earth. And, we're unwilling to give it up. Why? Because men have a penis, right? So, hey, it's as simple as that. Women can't get a fair job. They can't get equal pay to a man. Why? Because women don't have a penis, right? So it's unfortunate that that type of situation took place, but that's really what happened. That information, when I was asked, was given to me. And that's where it came from. And it's been stuck with us ever since. Women fear, right? They want their man in a relationship, whether in a husband or wife, right? They want one thing from their husband with absolute certainty, or their boyfriend. They want to be taken care of. They want to be protected. That's been ingrained in their psyche now for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. If you'll ask any woman, what are they terrified? Being raped, being beaten, being dragged somewhere by a man. And they want that partner of theirs to take care of them. And that's where it stemmed from. We did it to them. We have no business complaining about it at all, guys. Just so you know, you use deceit and deception to steal their honesty and their naivety away from them, right? We took it away from them by using fear, and it's been ingrained in them ever since. You will always see their wife or girlfriend, they want protection from their spouse, their man, their husband, their boyfriend, right? And that's where it comes from. And in the males in this society, we get it from because there's always somebody bigger and better out there that's willing to thump your ass, kill you, stab you, do whatever it is to get that from you, because they think that you've got something they don't. And if that's the case, what do? They want what you have, right? So they'll project their unconscious guilt and fear onto you in order to justify them stabbing you, shooting you, or killing you, and taking what you have because they think it's rightfully theirs. Fear. Okay. I have no fear anymore. I don't. If somebody walked up to me with a gun, said, I'm going to kill you, great. Hey, father, I'm coming home. Let's go. Hurry up. Shoot. Right. Now, father would say, hey, no, you need to fight for your life. Right. And that's true. But in highly advanced societies, a highly advanced being would simply lay down, leave their body, and say, you want to take my body? Kill it? Go ahead. I would much rather come back as an infant, because in highly advanced societies, babies are cherished and worshipped, right? When a newborn is come here in the United States, what's the first thing the doctor do? Wet it and smack it on its ass, beat it to get it to cry. So, is it alive? And the first thing we do is we beat our children when they're born. I mean, come on. We need to evolve fast. So, but that's generally where this species gained fear from, and it's been landlocked in us ever since. And I want you guys to know that it's simply a trick of the mind. It doesn't exist. We truly live by one emotion, right? We think it's two, fear and love, but it's truly one, and that is of love. We are to love one another as thyself, because everyone out there is thyself. It's simply you. But there are versions of you that you placed out into your dream that you don't like. And is that okay? Sure, it's okay. But you are fearful of them, but you put them there in your life. When you're driving down the road, look at everything that's going on. All those people you put there. When you're grocery shopping, you put them there. When you're Christmas shopping, right? And you're looking around, take time to look, guys. All right. Just take time when you walk into that store, instead of me, 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 me. Take a look around and look and realize that everybody that you are seeing in that moment, you are projecting out from your mind through these eyes, right? These lenses. You're putting them there. You are putting them there. So what is fearful about that? It's the unknown, right? So many people would say, Jason, what you're going through is truly terrifying. It's amazing, but I couldn't do it. I'd be terrified, right? Because when that door opens and you see nothing but blackness, right, into that room, there's no light switch to turn on. Are you going to walk through that door? Which is what I've done, right? Because you don't know what's there. Fear. I know what's there. There's nothing there, right? But that's my new life. So when one door closes, when your marriage fails, or your relationship fails that you've been in a long term, right? Then all of a sudden your job collapses, your money collapses, you've lost your children, you've lost your home, you've lost everything you've ever loved. Most people would be beyond terrified. They lost their comfort zone. And that's where you guys are all at right now, right? I've lost my comfort zone. I'm in a completely different state. Nobody in my job likes me, barely talks to me. I am floating on very little money, making it go as far as I can, living in these crappy hotel rooms, waiting for the moment of my transcendence into my higher self, into that timeline. It's like when you're walking, say you're walking left, right? Your whole life, you just keep going left. For 30 years, you walk left, and all of a sudden you say, you know what? I'm tired of this shit. I'm not walking left anymore. I'm going right. Well, guess what? Now you're walking right. You're in a different time zone or a different, field, but that version of you that was walking for 30 years to the left is still walking to the left. But there's also the version of you that's walking straight. You just didn't jump into that timeline. You chose to go to the right. But that version of you that's walking left is still walking left. It's still going to go through that life. There's 100 versions of you in this world right now, guys. It's what one do you choose to be? Most of you pick the comfort because it's just that. It's comfortable. It's what you know, right? And anytime you step out of that rut, you become fearful, unknown. That's the unknown territory. I don't know what's going to happen to me. Fear. You're letting that run your life. You're letting, it's stopping you from creating and being the highest version of yourself, which is what I'm going through right now. And and all honesty, it's ugly as hell. All right. I'm frustrated. Don't get me wrong. I am beyond frustrated. Thanksgiving, I sat in this hotel room and I ate cold pizza. I didn't have my prime rib. I didn't have my shrimp. I didn't have my video games or my TV. I sat in this bed. There's nothing to do. I don't have the money to go out and go do the things that you are all doing, that you're able to do. I don't have that option yet. So I sat in this room eating cold pizza. Thanksgiving. Now, I don't give a shit about Thanksgiving, right? I'm thankful that I'm alive. I'm grateful that I'm healthy. I'm grateful that I have this meaningless, worthless job that's barely getting me by. I'm grateful that I have the shower, this bed to lay in, right? I'm beyond grateful. So I enjoyed my day yesterday. I was peaceful. I'm quiet. I'm by myself, which is, what I absolutely love at the moment. And I just enjoyed my day. But I don't let that fear stop me, like getting on and going to the next level the next level, soul. I mean, I flew to Texas, not knowing anybody, where to go, all by myself. Not once did I fall into fear. The generic, I do like some cold pizza. The pizza was good. No, I'm not in a car anymore. No, I haven't been in a car since October, beginning of October. I've been bouncing around from hotels to cheap hotels, and I finally found one. It's in Woodland, California. It's about 14 miles west or a little north of Sacramento, and that's where I'm going to stay. It's cheap enough for me that it's like $450 a week, so I can kind of pull it off. Gas is expensive though, so I'm chewing up a lot of money in gas, but hey, I like this room. It's comfortable for me. I'm able to do what I need to do. I have a bed to sleep in, a nice hot shower to take, and so on and so forth. But I want you guys to see that fear is crippling all of you. You could be a higher version of yourself. All right. And it's there. It's waiting for you. That version of yourself is living right now, the highest version of yourself that is abundant, that is a millionaire, that is a world traveler, that is a best-selling author, so on and so forth. That version of you is living right now, right? And many of you, again, this is timeless, so are stuck in a marriage you don't want because, oh my God, if I get a divorce, God is going to crucify me. And Jesus, I have wounded Jesus so deeply. Right? You're stuck in a marriage you don't want. You're stuck in a relationship. You think you're going to abandon your children. And oh my God, the world is going to come crashing down. You're stuck in a job that's meaningless, that you despise and hate. But because of money, you don't want to leave. So you're living the worst version of yourself almost because of something that doesn't exist, and that is fear, right? God doesn't care about your job. God doesn't care about your marriage. God cares about how you are feeling in the moment. He wants you to have fun. He wants you to enjoy your life. But we're looking at all these physical things in this materialistic world that we hold so dear. And one of them is money, which simply doesn't exist. It's no different than you, a frequency. If you match that frequency, then you make money. But most of you will settle for a job that you despise because it possibly pays a little good, right? But yet you come home miserable, upset. You're angry with your children. You're angry with your spouse. And you're just saying, I don't care anymore. Well, now you've got to make a decision. But you're going to stop and you're going to stay in that situation because you're scared of what? The unknown, the darkness. When that door opens up, are you going to step through? You have to make that decision, right? And no matter what's on the other side, nothing can hurt you. It's just going to be something better, but you don't know what that is. And that terrifies you. Like, my door is open. I've made it, right? I still haven't seen the fruitions of it yet, but I stepped right through it. That other door is closed. Now I'm in the lingering last moments of my old life, right? And in that old life, I've become frustrated. Why am I putting up with this shit? Why am I going through this? Because it hasn't happened yet. But that's where what you call, or the Bible calls, faith. Do you believe? Right? Do you believe that what is coming is going to be what you've asked for? And I know that it is going to be. So I stepped through that door. That door shut, right? Now I'm technically in the dark. And all of you, mostly the females in this room, are terrified of the dark. Who's in there? Who's going to get me? Am I going to get raped? Am I going to get beaten? Am I going to be dragged somewhere and tortured? You let the ego fly free as a bird, right? Because you're terrified of something that doesn't exist. You're creating it in your mind because you are safely at home with your Father, aka God, all that is, Source, the One, right? You just put yourself into a deep sleep. Now you're watching a rerun of what you've already experienced a billion years ago, right? It's like when you come home from work, you take a shower, you might make dinner, whatever. If you're single, got kids, whatever you do. And then what do? You plop your ass down on the couch and you hit that remote, right? And then you may watch a movie that you've seen 100 times or a rerun, right? Well, this is what you are experiencing, is a rerun of what already took place, right? Now you've just chosen to forget in this moment who you are. And if you remember what I've been telling you explicitly, is to what you came here for is to rediscover who you are, right? And in that discovery, you're going to go through experiences, ebbs and flows, some of them really beautiful, and love and compassion, love making, all of this. And then you're going to come crashing down. Car's going to explode. You're going to fall out, scrape knees, busted out teeth, maybe a broken arm. And you're going to, well, that didn't work out, right? And you take that experience. But most of you in those experiences will sit in that anger and pain. The boyfriend left, or he supposedly cheated on somebody, or she cheated on, vice versa. Then you'll sit in that anger and that hate and that rage, right? Well, that's not what it was there for, right? But we as humans, this species, like to sit in that anger and that hate and that rage. Why me? Why did this happen to me? Well, it happened to you because that's what's something you chose to experience. But now, instead of moving up and on from that experience, you're sitting in it, festering in it, letting it eat you and consume you, and become angry, enraged, violent, right? And that's not what it was meant for. But then you turn that anger and hate into fear, and then you carry that experience with you into your next relationship, into your next job, and then you wonder why it failed. You weren't meant to carry it. You were meant to learn from it, drop it off like a bad habit, and then move on and take that experience. And that way, when you're thinking outside the box, whoa, that just happened to me 5 years ago. I ain't going down that road. Nope. I'm done. Nope, I'm not going down. And you see, And that's what is taking place with me. I've lost all fear. So now I can look at a situation and go, yeah, nope, I'm not doing that. Nope, nope. I've just used those experiences. I'm not choosing the darkness. I'm choosing the light. And what does the light do to the darkness, guys? When you walk into a pitch dark room or you're going into that basement, right? And you get in there and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, but yet you flip the light switch on, the light crushes the darkness. You are that light, guys. You are the light of the world, not just Jesus. You are the light of the world. You are the bearers of light. And me being a chosen one, that is exactly who I am. I'm no different than you, nor better than you. It's simply Father has come to me and asked me to live out these extremely difficult lives because I am that light bearer. I am that star seed. I am the one that crushes the darkness by, what I'm doing now, teaching you and loving all of you, right? So be that. What I'm asking you to be is, instead of fearful, be the light that you are. You are beautiful. You are extremely beautiful. You are all perfect. You were created by your Father from him to be that light. And as Jesus said 2,000 years ago, the kingdom of heaven is here and now. You are the kingdom of heaven. It's all within you. And all of you seek what is outside yourself. You seek that validation. You seek that college diploma. You seek that big house. You seek that big SUV. I want this. I want that. I'm telling you now, guys, if you seek anything outside yourself, all right, you will find this: pain, misery, and death. Those three things. You need to go within. And that is what made Jesus so powerful. Is when you go within, you will find that kingdom. You will find your Father's voice. You will feel him. You will cry. And you will know that everything you need was given to you the moment you incarnated into this life. Nothing was left for you. You were not abandoned. Remember the video I did on the 2 keys, your guidance system? When you're angry, when you're pissed off, when you're sad, you're out of alignment with your highest self. You're out of alignment with love. That is Father talking to you. You have all learned through the years to boo-poo your emotions, your feelings. Why? Because if you look at your woman, oh, she's crying. What a worthless sap. When is she just going to shut up? Quit fucking crying. Would you? Well, no. That's what we're supposed to be doing, is listening to those emotions. I cry all the time, guys. I'm listening to my Father, and I know when I'm in alignment with that love, I'm emotional. That's your Father talking to you. All right. And when you get that, what I call your intuition, when you're getting ready to go somewhere and all of a sudden you have this sick feeling in yourself, like I shouldn't be going, listen to it. That is your guardian angel, your archangel telling you, if you go, something bad is going to happen to you. All right. But most of you will boo-poo that, right? And next thing you know, well, you got in a car accident 2 miles down the road, right? Or you saw an accident or something happened to you, or you got something happened and you shouldn't have gone. You go, why didn't I just listen to it? Well, you should have. But we've been taught not to. We've been taught to seek outside ourselves by this society that we created, by the church who says Father or God is something to be worshiped outside, up in the sky, up in the heavens, right? Wrong. We've learned the wrong things. We've been taught horrifically wrong. And that's the way it is meant to be set up. All right. We've got to change that. And that's part of what I am doing with you guys. If you see me moving, my back I'm in a lot of pain. So we've got to change that. And that's what I'm teaching you guys, is to let go of that fear. Follow your intuition. Follow love. When you're feeling those emotions of love, you are in direct alignment. The second key is your sexual energy, right? It is divinely given to you. The church says it's disgusting and wrong. Your mother taught you and your parents taught you when you began to explore your body, because remember, you chose to forget who you are. So this is all brand new to you again, right? So you're exploring. You were taught that it's simply filthy and disgusting. And your Father is telling you, no, it's not. It's divinely given. And to some of you listening to me now or later, females, you'll know that you can have a a powerful orgasm. And when you do, and you arch your back and your eyes roll into the back of your head, and you know, you lost bodily control, may have even peed the bed, right? You went somewhere and you open your eyes and now you're crying, you're shaking, you're trembling, and all you want is to be held. Well, guess what? You just communed with your Father. Divine sexual energy. It is a way home. The church banned it, outlawed masturbation, outlawed sex outside of marriage. Well, God doesn't give a shit about your marriage. Never has, never will. It means nothing to him, right? But your love does. And that is a way that we as a species is to share our bodies with somebody that we love immensely. It is a way for even us guys to connect to home. Some of you women can have a year-long orgasm, right? You don't know that. You think it's a 20-second orgasm. No, you could have a 6-month, a 2-week, a year-long orgasm when you can truly open yourself up to who you are and let that love flow and not let outside factors where you're not supposed to go. It's supposed to be within, and not this, but within your own mind to create that experience for you. But then you let fear control you. So you stop yourself. Oh, I'm no good. I'm ugly. I'm fat. The I am statements, right? That's fear. Unless you use it for positive manifestations, then it's a brutally positive experience when you bring that into fruition. But you will look at yourself because you hate yourself. You hate your body. You're always trying to change it, right? Well, I'm not good. I'm fat. I'm ugly. You know, my boobs are too small, this, that, and, you know, and then you start going off and you're again projecting your own fear, hate, and guilt onto yourself, making you feel tiny. And I'm telling you, God doesn't want you feeling that way, nor does Jesus. Jesus taught you to open yourself up, to become limitless, boundless, because you are. You are simply the universe pretending to be you. Jason Janis doesn't exist. Okay? Again, I am the universe pretending to be Jason Janis. Jason Janis is the figment of my own imagination, my own creativity. I've just projected Jason Janis out in front of you. And you look at me as, wow, this guy is really good. I really resonate with this guy. Well, that's because you asked that of me. So 1 billion years ago, we came up with this plan, and here we are. That's all. We just caught up to it. Nothing more. But there's nothing to be fearful about. So let go of it, no matter what it is. If you're not happy in your job, walk out. If you're not happy in your marriage, leave. Right? My twin flame is coming. And I told you guys this, right? In October. Yes, she's coming to you when you get established, which means she's leaving her marriage. She's going to end the marriage. She's leaving her children, just like I left my children 2,000 miles away. And we're going to start anew. Now, does that sound bad? Well, to most of you who believe or grew up in a Christian, a religious lifestyle, that's horrible. How could you leave your children? They're not your children. Okay? If you are one with the Father, meaning God, who are your children? Right? They used you like my children used me to get into this physical realm. They needed a body, right? Because now they're picking up where they left off in their last incarnation. I matched their frequency and I matched where they needed to be in the world at this particular point in time in their life. So they incarnated to me. They used me and mom to get into this world so they can finish what they started on their journey. That's it. Your children are no different. Love them. I love my children left and right. I will never tell them anymore what to do with their life. That is their job. It's not my job to control them. They have free will. What they want to do, they do. Whatever decision they make, they got to live by it. All right? And I've told them that. If they want to come to me for advice, I'll give them the advice. But I will not allow them to come live with me. They have to finish what they started. It may seem cold and it may seem very harsh. But to all the prospective moms out there who have little children or they're teenagers, 16, 17, 18, when they're 18 years old, you kick them out of the house. Kick them out. They need to figure the shit out on their own. That may be, you may be, well, I can't do it. That's fear. No, they need to figure it out. Okay. And the same thing goes with you guys. If you're unhappy in any part of your life, fix it. But you sit there and you worry about the fear. What if all of this? What if this? Blah, 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 blah. It'll all come. All right. You have to believe in who you are. And that's part of me teaching you guys this, in who you are. You are all one with the Father. You are all of one mind. That one mind is all that is. There is nothing else. That's what Jesus tried to tell them 2,000 years ago. He wasn't just talking about himself. He was talking about all of you who are also one with the Father, meaning you being a man or woman, make yourself God. Yes, that is exactly what I'm telling you. And that's exactly what he told you 2,000 years ago. Many people that like to blast me, which is beautiful. That means I've gotten to them, that the mustard seed, right? You're new age. This is nothing but new age bullshit. No, this is what was being taught 2,000 years ago. You have nothing to fear. Fear is nothing. You are the light. Let it shine, people. Let it shine. Let it out. Love one another. The quickest way to stop your incarnations is, one, figuring out who you are, but is to truly forgive those who you deemed hurt you. Forgiveness is the key to stopping your incarnations, guys. All right. I don't care what has happened to you. I don't care if you were raped. I don't care if your children were raped, beheaded, mutilated. The body is nothing. It means nothing. They never felt any pain. They simply left the body before it happened, right? But you get stuck on what you consider real, the body. You identify with the ego, right? I'm a female. I got boobs. I got a crotch. Males, I got a dingleberry down there, right? An elephant trunk. Okay. You're not anything. You are everything. You are everything that has ever existed and will ever exist in the moment of now, because now is all that is taking place. Past doesn't exist. And why do you fear? Because you fall into the past and you drag that shit with you into the moment of now. And all of a sudden you're fearful. Oh my God, what happens if I lose my job again? Oh my God, what happens if I, don't make the car payment? Are they going to take my car away? You bring shit that doesn't belong with you, right? It's not there. So don't bring it with you. Then what do you have? What can you fall onto? Just the moment of now, of living in perfect harmony and peace, right? What's going to happen to you is what's going to happen to you because it's already happened to you. It's simply a moment that you are choosing to watch the rerun of your life. Can you change what's taking place? I had a conversation with somebody in this room today. They're not happy with what's taking place. Then change it. You can change the contract that you signed with your father, but you have to do it the right way. You guys watch my video on that, how to change your contract. Bring it into the physical realm, bring it into, and then project it out into your moment of now. But you're all too afraid to let that happen. The whole what if? Well, what happens if it doesn't work out? Well, what happens if I lose my husband? What happens if, who cares? Okay. It's all a dream anyway. So make it happen. You can build a beautiful dream, a beautiful, wonderful, abundant, successful, loving dream, but you have to understand that that too needs to be forgiven, right? Because it's still an illusion. You've just changed the illusion from a nightmare to a dream. I mean, to a beautiful dream, right? It's still one and the same thing. It's still an illusion. It's not here. It's not real. So how do you choose to live your life, right? And that's what I'm teaching you guys. How do you choose to live your life? I choose love. I choose to love each and every one of you, whether you agree with me or not. That's fine. That's just a version of myself that doesn't understand what I'm teaching. So they get angry and mad and project it back onto this version of myself. Okay. I understand that. I just let it go. I wish you love. I wish you nothing but the best of luck. Right. But change your life, but understand that when you change it and it's happening like I'm doing now, going through this crazy situation, it's changing. It's manifesting in front of me, right? I still have to forgive that because it is still nothing more than an illusion. It's not real. If it was real, you take your home with you, you take all your money, you take all your friends, you take all that shit. But yet when you die, it all stays here. Why? It's not real. So what are you fighting, griping, and bitching over when you're never going to take it? You're all sticking money into a 401k that you're never going to use, that your family is going to fight over and hate each other and do whatever, right? We're all failing to live. I'm not. I'm living. I'm doing it. I'm following the dream. I'm following the new life that I have now created. There is no more fear in my life. It will never enter my life again. And I have no money, zero saved up in any 401k, any form of retirement. Why? Because I already know what's coming is going to keep me above and beyond mega millions and billions. All right. And when I leave, I'm simply just going to give it away. I don't care. I can't take it with me. I don't care. That's how I live, guys. And it is so beyond liberating and free to live without fear. But fear is still an illusion that you create in your mind. The other day, I had so much fear when I wake up, I told myself, I just pretend it's your last day on earth. The fear went away. Don't know if that was the why. Oh, here's another way to think, guys, okay? From the time we incarnated into this life, we were put into a line, a straight line, right? You're in that line. You can't get out of that line. You can't jump positions. You can't run to the back of the line. And eventually, what's going to happen? As it happens to 200,000 people around the world a day, it's going to be your last day on earth, okay? You're going to take your last breath. 200,000 people will never see tomorrow. They will never see it again. You cannot get out of that line. You cannot jump. You cannot run to the back. You cannot change positions. You're in that line, just like me, just like everybody else. And when tomorrow comes, you may not wake up. You may die in your sleep. You may say, you know what? I've got the munchies. I'm going to go run to the grocery store. You may have just gotten in a car accident and now you're dead. And when you stand before your Father, the awakening that I'm talking about, when he shows you your life and he says, so whoever you are, I'll use my name, Jason, what'd you do with your life? Whoop, there goes the life review. And he's going to say, well, was it really worth it going to get that bag of chips last night? You know, or he'll show you situations, but you will stand before God, your creator, and he's going to ask you what you did with your life. And he's going to show you the fear, the crippling fear that you lived in your entire life and that you failed to truly live like I did for 50 years until my near-death experience. And yeah, I know it seems kind of unfair that I've had a near-death experience. I died, I got this, but it's not puppy dogs and kitten cats. You all see what I'm going through to gain truth to my spiritual alignment, right? To become aligned with my higher self. It isn't pretty. It's painful. It's brutally lonely at times, even though it doesn't bother me. But you're isolated. Sometimes I've been isolated for a decade. Okay. Nobody around me. Nobody will talk to me. All right. Painful ascension symptoms, right? It's not fun. It's not ice cream cones and sunny days. It's brutal. But yet I'm in alignment with my higher self, with my higher calling and my purpose. There's no greater love. I have taken all the false idols that were placed on that altar instead of my Father. I have wiped them clean, like taking all the shit off the table, right? And now there is nothing on that altar but my Father. And of course, myself, which I am Father. So that is how I live, guys. I live in the moment of now. I don't have a lot of money. I don't have a lot of things at the moment that all of you guys have, a beautiful meal, a beautiful family. That's all been left behind. That's all in the dark. That's all gone. I live a lonely life in a hotel room right now. You know, I don't like to say I'm waiting, but that new version of myself hasn't caught up to me yet. So I'm in the waiting, the void, right? The dark night of the soul, the tower moment where the rest of the shit is crumbling down. And then once you reach the bottom, there's only one way to go, right? And a lot of you say, well, Jason, that's that's, like God's punishing you. That's your karma. No. In order for you to reach the highest version of yourself, right, you have to be broken. You have to be crushed. And it's not punishment. It's not ha ha ha, right? But in order for you to leave that life, that comfort zone that you've been in your entire life, you have to be broken. It's like when people go into the military, right? You come in as this cocky 18-year-old, but what happens after 8 weeks of boot camp? You're broken, right? That person that came into that boot camp, into the Marines or the Army, is not the same person 8 weeks later, right? No, they broke you. They remolded you and you became something else. And that is what is taking place. And that is what you are all afraid of, beyond afraid of. You're afraid to leave that abusive marriage. You're afraid to leave that worthless job. You're afraid, oh my God, my kids, right? You're letting that control you. And I'm asking you to let that go. Let that fear go. It's not real. It's keeping you from your highest and truest potential. You are a boundless, limitless God of immense power and knowledge. You are not tiny and small. You are the universe in physical form, pretending to be you. So don't pretend. Be you. Live now, right now, in whatever form you want to do, but do it out of love, because that is who you are. You are the epitome of love. You are created out of love, to be loved, to make love. So be that. Don't look down upon yourself and say, I am unworthy. I did that my whole life. And in the moment of my near-death experience, I found out how worthy I was, how loved I was by my Father. And I'm here to tell you, you are all loved that way. You are all one with the Father, and loved beyond anything you could ever comprehend. So I'm asking all of you, wherever you are in your life, if you are unhappy, fix it. Don't worry about what mommy and daddy said. Don't worry about what your kids are going to think. Nobody cares. You came here to work on you. That is called being self-centered. Yes, don't be egotistical. Don't be maniacal. Don't be mean, but be self-centered. Worry about you. You come first. Don't care what society thinks about you, because if I think anything in society that is trying to look down on me, I could care less what society thinks. I could care less what the church thinks. Period. End of subject. I'm doing what I need to do to work on me, my higher self, and I'm in alignment with my higher self. All right. I don't care what any of you think. I mean, I do. I love you all, but it's just in general. Don't care what your family thinks. Don't care what your children think. Right? My children must think I'm nuts. I'm not. I'm doing what I came here to do. And if they don't like it, oh well. I haven't spoken to my parents in years. Again, I don't care what they think. This is my life. This is what I came into this physical realm to do, to teach, to become what I am in the process of becoming. And I'm not going to let anything stop me, including myself, right? So you guys need to fix yourself, however that may be. And do not, under any circumstance, let guilt get in the way. You are to feel guilty about nothing. Nothing. Okay? That is a direct slap in the face to your Father. He knows why you're here. And the reason you're here is because you came to your Father with your life that you wanted to create and experience. And the reason you're here listening to me now is because he agreed to it. Okay? So what you've gone through and what you've done, you are to feel no guilt about in any way, shape, or form. He agreed to it. So you are now experiencing, and you are the co-creator of your life because you are a God. You created your life with Father, and here you are in this incarnation that you created. God said yes. So you are to feel no guilt about anything you have done in your life. Okay? And when I was in my near-death experience, I said, I'm home. I didn't do anything wrong. Right? That guilt then left. So in this moment of now, I don't feel guilty for anything I've done And when I told you guys a long time ago, I wasn't a very nice person back then. I was not. I was a ruthless, mean, nasty son of a bitch. And I did not care. I beat men, women, and children. Okay? Physically, emotionally, in any way possible. If you got in my way, I walked over you, knocked you down, beat you up, or same thing happened to me. It didn't matter. Okay? There is no more guilt about that anymore, right? I chose to experience those things. I did. I don't let it consume me anymore, right? I let it go. I let those experiences go. They molded me. They taught me. I've dropped them like a bad habit, and here I am. And that's what I want all of you guys to do. I know it's easier said than done, because when you look at it, well, I'm going to lose everything I just thought I owned. Well, you don't actually have anything, right? Because it's not physically here. It's an illusion that you're creating in your mind, a dream, a nightmare. For some of you, it's a nightmare. For some of you, it's a beautiful dream and an experience. Well, good for you. I'm creating that right now. I'm in the process of it. It's physically coming into fruition in my life right now. Okay? And that's where fear came from, guys. I don't want you living with it anymore. Sorry, guys, my back is killing me. I haven't been able to meditate because I can't sit for very long, and it hurts. So it's crippling. It's crippling all of you from living your true potential in your life. Remember what Jesus said in the Bible. What has worrying for 1 second changed anything in your life? What has it done for you? Nothing, right? So why worry? Why fear? It's not going to do anything for you. So let it go, right? Do the birds worry where they're going to nest, where they're going to get their food? Doesn't Father provide all of that for them? Do they worry about it? No. What Father wants to see of us is, if you watch a bunch of 2-year-olds, right, or toddlers, they take off their diaper, both male and female, right? And what are they doing? They're running around playing, having fun, right? You know, jumping in the water, splashing. Are they worried about being naked? Nope. They worried about where they're going to get a sandwich from? Nope. They worried about where they're going to get a drink from, or if they skin their knee and they need somebody to pick them up? Nope. What are they doing? They're living. They're having fun. We've forgotten, this species has forgotten how to have fun. Right? Yeah. So let's have fun. Let's drop the facades oh, you got boobs, you got a penis. Whoop-de-effing do. Okay? We need to be acting like those little kids. We need to be running around in a park, throwing frisbees, having this, that, playing. We came here, we set up all this bullshit that was never meant to be. We came here into this physical realm to rediscover who we are, to do nothing but to be love and to make love. All of this shit we set up is wrong. It was never meant to be this way. It was created out of fear. We need to be acting like those 2-year-olds that drop their diapers and run around the house and run around outside playing. And you're like, oh, aren't they cute, right? And all of that. Right? And you say, wow, how innocent. Well, guess what? We're still that innocent. You've just chosen to believe that you're not. The power of the mind is beyond anything. Hey, Verena, good to see you. So that's what we came here to do. We came here to play, have fun. And in that moment of now, in that moment of love, and we figure out who we are. We've messed this up so bad that, things are within 4 or 5 years, two things are going to happen. World War III that I've told you about, or new knowledge that has come to me is that within 5 years, we are going to be visited by aliens. All right. Highly advanced beings are going to be hovering over our cities and interacting with us on a daily basis pretty soon. Okay. So I saw a guy clip with Dave Ramsey's daughter. The guy and his wife, living with one of their parents, had saved $60,000 for down payment of a house, wanted to buy a dirt bike for $4,000. The comments were against him buying a toy. What would his parents think, etc.? I'm like, if it was mom, I would just say, there you go. right? But we're not to be living with our parents at that age, so God does not want that. That's kind of a no-no. Get out. That's why he said at the age of 18, you get out of the house. You kick your kids out of the house. If they choose to live in a ditch and be homeless, well, then that's free will. It's a bitch. Or if they choose to go get whatever it is that we set up, an education, and get a job and do whatever, or whatever they want to do. Some may just want to, live like a hippie, just travel the world and live like a hippie or a gypsy, right? Get a camper and just travel the world and see the world and just, work odd jobs here or there. And whatever you want to do, go live your life, have fun. So I think if it was this wanted by all, and yeah, right. So what I'm asking of you guys before I let you go, because I can't sit here anymore, my back is killing me. Go live your life, have fun. Take the fear, crumple it up like a shitty piece of paper, throw it in the garbage. If you're unhappy in your marriage, leave. Don't give a shit about what your parents, your friends, or anything else say about it. Leave. Go find love. But first, that love has got to start with you. If you don't love yourself, nothing will ever work in this life. Period. You are to love yourself. You are beautiful and you're perfect. And I want you all to know that. I love you no differently than I love my own children, each and every one of you. Okay? If you're unhappy in that marriage or that relationship, you pack your shit up and you leave. You go find your happiness. Find you. Second, if you're unhappy in that job, same thing. Leave. Say, I quit, I'm gone. Right? You want to sell the house, sell all your shit, move. Go find your happiness. Be happy. And if that means you're a CEO of a job, but you want to work at Stein's Garden and Gifts, then you go work at Stein Gardens and Gifts. Be happy. Simplify your life. Okay? Because now that I've learned to live simply, it is simply beautiful and peaceful. I will never go into that, be the haves against the have-nots. Nah. Simplicity is truly where it is. When Jesus told the young king, sell all your things, give all your possessions away, and come follow me, right? Terrified him to death. And he couldn't do it. I would have done it right now in a heartbeat. Yep, it's all yours. You know what? Take the shit, go. I'm out. It's beyond peaceful. It is simply peaceful. So find that peace within you, guys. Find that happiness, right? I've moved away from my children. I've moved away from everything I've ever known for 50 years of my life. And I'm in a state where, well, I really don't want to be, but that's where they want me. This is where I'm at. I'm living peaceful and simply, believe it or not, and I'm getting by. Be happy, guys. Love yourself, and then love one another. Forgive them, before that is truly the way to stop your incarnations, is to forgive. Because when you're doing that, your ascended masters and guides, they're going into your future lives and past lives and putting you into a certain situation that you've passed in this life that you will pass in that life, right? And that crunches your incarnations. And then you shorten your incarnations. And that is simply the way to be. And that's it, guys. Life is a simple concept. That is absolutely true. It's beyond simple. We have effed this up so bad and complicated the shit out of everything when it's simply one simple concept. That is correct. Love. Love is the only way all of this gets fixed. Love. Love those in the Middle East. Love those in Russia. Love those in China. Love Adolf Hitler. Love Jeffrey Dahmer. Love is the only thing that saves us all. Jesus loved you no matter who you were, still loves you to this day, no matter who you are or what you think you've done. You are loved unconditionally. Love is conditionless. It is all encompassing. It's all there is. Right. So love one another as I love you. I hope you all had a blessed, happy Thanksgiving with your children, with your spouses, with your families. I hope that you have a very enjoyable rest of your weekend. I love you all so very much. I love being back on. my Friday nights, but I had Thursday and Friday off, and I'm like, you know what? Let's hop on and let's have a great conversation. I wish you all the best of luck, and I will see you next Friday or Saturday. Well, depending on my hours. I'm still working a lot of hours, so it might be next Saturday. So you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Eat the rest of that fantastic food, and I will see you soon. I love you guys so very much. I do. And I want to thank all of you for your love and support with me. I truly do. When I see you guys pop on and listen to me, it's beyond a feeling that I can't describe to you, you know. Thank you so very much. I love you all, and I do truly thank you for what you do for me by showing up and listening to me. And hopefully, I am teaching you some things that you can carry on into your life and that you can pass on to other versions of yourself. You guys have a blessed night. I love you all. Thank you. Goodbye, guys.